Hello, in this video I will show you a little bit more about how I build my backgrounds, and I do some shading. I made a little drawing with some leaves and flowers, and I will just do what I always do and try to tell you as much as possible about the process. Now, first, when I start coloring a drawing like this, I will start with the leaves and the flowers. Many artists will tell you to start with the background, but for some reason I cannot decide which colors to use in the background unless I have some basic colors in the leaves and the flowers. So that is what I'm going to do. I always start light, with very light colors and a light touch. And I will be using my Polychromos, Faber-Castell Polychromos pencils. And the first color I will put on the leaves is light green. The first word you see on the pencil is in German, Lichtgrün, as they say. So there we go. Just a little touch of color. Now what I'm looking for eventually is that the leaves and the flowers will pop out of the drawing. So I want to make the illusion that that they are closer to you than the background. And to do that, you have to be very smart about which colors you will use. And maybe you've heard about warmer colors and cooler colors. In your eyes tend to translate colors in a different way. So a cooler color like blue will be translated in your mind as being farther away from you. And the warmer tones like the reds are translated as being closer to you. So, and I use that knowledge a lot of times. Now, of course, I do not always make all my backgrounds blue, but I always keep that in mind. So here's a little bit of color on the leaves, and I didn't cover all the paper, because if I do that, the end result will not be as vibrant as when I will, what I'm going to do now is fill in the blanks with another color, also green, this one, green yellowish. I'm using very light touch because I do not want the paper to be filled with color too soon. The more pressure you give, the more color the paper will take from you, but there is a maximum amount of color that the paper will be able to take. So because I love blending and layering, I need to take into account that I can only do so many layers before the paper is saturated, and will not be able to take any more color. That is why I use this very light touch. Now you may think there is that band-aid on her thumb again. If you watched other videos I made, you can see that I have a band-aid on my thumb in more videos, and that is because for some reason my nail tends to break, and it breaks at a point where I cannot cut it. So it's about over here, and I cannot cut it, because if I cut my nail, it will be, the breakage will be there, and I have difficulty, how do you say that in English? I really don't know, but it tends to rip my clothes or other fabric, so I put a band-aid around it, and then I wait until my nail has grown a little bit, and I can cut it off. So I don't know why that happens so many times. Maybe more people have that problem. So as you may see now, there are now two colors in the leaves. The light color, the light green I started with, and then this earth green yellowish. So now I will put some color into the flowers, and I will start with a light yellow. Let's see, a light chrome yellow, just a little bit. I will move you moment. Let's see, let's do it like this. Okay. I will put a slight touch of pink in it, just a little bit. I have no idea where I want to go with the petals of this little flower. I will just give it some color. So now my way of coloring takes a lot of time. We are 9 minutes in, and look what I've done so far. This is just the first layer, and you know, maybe 10 layers may follow. So this is it, just a light touch of color. Okay, I had to take a little break because there was a phone call. So I will proceed now. And I decided that I want to put a little bit of sunshine in the drawing. I will use the light cadmium yellow just to add a little bit of brightness to the greens on the leaves. And again, I will put this light on the areas that haven't been colored yet. I'm not too precise, not very precise with this, so I will cover some green areas as well, but not everything, because if I do that, I will lose a lot of lightness and natural looking Okay, so this is the first layer so far for this moment on the leaves, and now I will put some color in the background. And as I told you, blue is a color that is cool and it will appear farther away from you than the warmer tones like oranges and reds and some browns and yellows. So I decided to start with a blue one. Let's see, let's just start with this light ultramarine, and again I will not cover the whole background, just little areas, and I will put them next to the pinks I already colored in the leaves. Let's see if we can see some nice effects. And again, I'm using a very light touch so I can put extra layers on top of it, and that will help me to alter the color. If you use one color, you will have a one-dimensional effect, and I don't like that. I like the illusion of depth in my drawings. And if I put more layers on top of each other, different colors, I will be able to make that the effect of 3D, let's say that. Just now, as you can see, I'm not covering the whole background, just little areas. Now, the amount of pressure you need to use on your pencils depends on the paper you are using, and there are so many different types of paper that I cannot tell you, well, do this or do that. You need to try a little bit. The smoother the paper, the more careful you need to be with the pressure. That's it. And the more tooth the paper has, the more pressure you can put on the paper. Now there's another thing you need to be aware of. If you are coloring backgrounds with different shades and colors, be aware that the background does not, the color of like this. I here use a little blue. Now if I stop the blue here and put another color over here, you will not get the effect of a real background, because this branch has nothing to do with where the background will alter its color. So it would look more natural if I do this. Let the color that started here travel over here. That is very, very important. I hope you can see that. It may be better visible from this angle, so I will do it again. Let's do it here. If I put a little bit of blue over here, and I would stop here, that could be, but then it feels like the leaf is stopping the color. Now if I would continue the blue over here, it would look much more natural. And we have a similar situation over here. If I stop the color over here, it would look very unnatural. So I will give it a little bit of blue here as well. So that was the light blue. Now I will use a cold gray, number 4, to add some more color to the background. Now a cold gray, the name already says it, there is some blue in this gray. That's why it is called cold. There's also our warm grays. Maybe you can see the difference. It's a bit difficult to see. But this one, the first one is the cold one, and the second one is the warm gray. I can use both for the background, but as a starter I will use this one, the cold one, and I will just add color to the areas that haven't got any color yet. Now here is the same process. Don't stop the gray only here when you reach this little leaf, but take it a little bit further. Further, I don't know. That's the English. You know, it's not my first language, so is it further or is it farther? Farther, I don't know. So I'm just adding more and more color. As you can see, I'm using pretty short strokes, not like this the whole area, because if I do that I would use more pressure than I want. Shorter strokes mean less pressure. For me, might maybe your end works differently. That is possible, but for me, the shorter the strokes, the less pressure I put on the paper. Now this process of coloring the background will take a lot of time. So I will now continue coloring the background, and I'll get back to you once the first layers are in, and then we will proceed with the next phase. Welcome back. I put some more color to the background, and I put some more pink to the flowers and a little more yellow and green to the leaves. And at this point I will add the first layer of shading in the leaves, and you may find that pretty early, but it helps me to build the drawing as I would like to see it. So I start with a darker green. I choose this one. It's pine green. I hope you can read it. The light is not very good this day because it is stormy weather with a lot of clouds. It's a gray cold day. Not much fun, but it's okay because I can color. So now the light comes from the front, a little bit from the from here. So this leaf will have a bit of shading from this little branch. So I will just add some green to it, just a little bit, because this is just the first idea of where I want to put shadings. I will put a little bit of shading here. Now, as the light comes from above, the upper part of this branch will be light, but this will be a little bit darker. So I will just add a little bit of darker green. Don't overdo it. This is just the first layer. I will do exactly the same for this. And this leaf, this is an imaginary leaf, I think. I'm not sure if this kind of leaf really exists. I just like drawing this shape. There's a little shading on the bulbs as well. Let's see. Now for the flowers, I'd like to add a little bit of shading too, but I will keep it in a neutral color at this point because I'm not sure which way I want to go with the color of the leaves. So I will use a cold gray number 6 to add a little bit of shading just below here, below the petal. It's just a touch of gray. Now if you look at the shadow will never have just one color. In summertime, shadows tend to be more bluish, so you can use that. I use a lot of blues for shadows, but I also use a lot of grays and browns, greens, and also black. There are many artists who will tell you that you shouldn't use black, but I think that's completely nonsense. As long as you don't overdo it, black can be very helpful in your coloring. And the way I'm coloring, I already told you, it can take lots and lots of times, many hours. But I absolutely love it, so I really don't mind. Now I will also use this gray to add some more shading to the branches. I was just thinking this it will take a lot of hours before this to finish this drawing, so maybe I should make this tutorial every day. So today I will do a tutorial about the first phase, and then tomorrow I will do another tutorial about the next phase. So I will draw a little bit every day, and you can watch a new episode of this drawing every day. You could also decide to color, to join me coloring. Just make a little drawing of your own with some leaves and some flowers, and then you can color while watching this video and try the techniques at once. So, as you can see right now, the drawing is taking shape now. At this point, I think it would be wise to go back to the background and add some more colors. I think the background needs a little bit of sunshine, so I will put some cream. It's a very light yellow. Just a touch of cream here and there in the background. So, I put some yellow in the background. Now I think this is enough for today, and I will upload this video for you. And tomorrow I will do another episode on this drawing. Now I often take pictures from different angles to determine what needs to be done next in the drawing. So I will do that with this drawing as well, and it might help you too to make pictures and just look at it with a fresh eye, and you may suddenly see, oh, this I need to do things differently, or add different colors, or well, whatever. So this is it so far, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.